Thank you for watching my video. Our topic today is the June 2020 forecast. And before we dive into our topic, please watch this clip. Welcome back. Alright, so before we dive into the day masters, I would like to give you an overview of what June 2020 is all about. Okay, so June is horse month and the year is a rat, so that actually explains that this is your year breaker. And in addition to that, the month on itself is actually going through a clash because of the Ren Water and the Ding fire, which is a clash on its own. In addition to that, horse and the rat month. So what does that mean? There are a lot of uncomfortable changes that can actually happen this month. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that there is some improvement in terms of the COVID-19 or coronavirus. This actually refers to probably the protests that we are experiencing right now for the rest of this month. There are some changes in terms of their protests. We might experience wherein they might be forced to stop, okay, or some changes that would entail uncomfortable feelings, or something that is not something that we're expecting. Okay. Anyways, what the change is actually telling us, when there's a change between two animals, this is something that's difficult sometimes to process or sometimes to swallow. But at the end of the day, when this clash is overcome, or we are able to actually address the clashes, we can actually still stand firm from this change, or the world or anybody can actually learn from this experience. So that's one thing I wanted to reiterate for this month, is that we can experience some changes. This can be in the form of a protest or something else, but there's something definitely that's going to come that's quite uncomfortable. We are going to discuss Jia Wood. Okay, Jia Wood has indirect resource, hurting officer, and direct wealth. What this means is that you might actually find this time to be a little bit emotional or a little bit more reflective. But I want you to actually pay attention to your emotions. This can make you feel a little bit more stubborn because of your emotions. And I wish that you would actually, my advice rather, is for you to be wary or to be careful of the words that you say and your actions to avoid offending others. At the end of the day, we shouldn't let our emotions control us, our minds. So make sure that everything, even if you're so angry, please take a deep breath before you say anything that's offensive to avoid regretting our actions in the end. Okay, Gui Wood has direct resource and eating God and indirect wealth. What this means is that you might find yourself learning something new in terms of your current skill sets, or you may actually find a mentor that can help you out to help you create new projects or creative ideas. And it's best to actually partake in this opportunity. If you find yourself seeing a school, yes, or meeting a mentor that you can actually learn from, it's best to take that opportunity, because this person or the school that you are seeing or you're interested in will actually help you to become more creative and will bring in wealth opportunities in the long run. Alright, for Bing Fire, you might find yourself a little bit stressful this month because you might push yourself a little further as you try to compete with others. You are going through 7 killings, rob wealth, and hurting officers. So this might mean that you, due to the competition around, you might want to actually expand yourself or create new projects, okay, or create new opportunities. And you might find yourself a little bit stressed. So, however, in addition to that, rather, I would advise you, have here a hurting officer. I would advise you to be extra careful of the words that you say, and at the same time your expenses, because if not, this might actually, the effect of this might cause you problems in the long run. Okay. Next for Ding Fire has direct officer, friend, and eating god. What this means is that you might actually go through some power and authority, or you might actually go through some changes in your relationship with your friends or your family. Or you may actually find yourself as you go through, increase in terms of your status quo or responsibility or authority. You might have authority in this current month. You might find yourself being supported by getting more support rather from your friends and your family. So you do take this. I would advise that you actually maximize this month and show off your skills, because you are actually getting recognition from your friends and your family. Alright, for Wu Earth, we have indirect wealth, direct resource, and rob wealth. You may have yourself, you may go through some opportunities this month that are going to be presented. However, you have rob wealth this month, meaning that if you don't take this opportunity as soon as they are actually presented, you can actually lose this to a competition, or you might lose this opportunity to someone else. Okay, so make sure that you act quickly to avoid issues with competition. And this is coming from your current workplace, by the way. All right. For the G Earth, you may find yourself a little bit more stressful or a little bit more busy this month because of your workplace, and this actually may bring you a little bit of discomfort during this month. So my advice is to take this and see this as a temporary discomfort, okay? And do not take your eyes off your goal. Make sure that you focus on what you should focus on, and focus on your goals. And if there is any discomfort, I would always advise this to others, to meditate, or make sure that you do activities that would allow you to rejuvenate and relax while you're at home. Alright, for your Geng Metal, we have Eating God, direct officer, and direct resource. You may find yourself more creative this month, and it's best to actually share your thoughts and ideas, especially in your workplace, because of these ideas that can actually bring you to a position of power and authority, or you may be given recognition for all your efforts and ideas if you do share this to everyone. Right, for Xin Metal, this is all about grabbing the attention that you can as much as possible for this month. It's all about addressing all your problems that come your way, and through that you'll get more attention or recognition from your efforts as you tackle all these problems. So it's best to actually use this time to show off your skills and your abilities in your workplace. Alright, for the Ren Water, this is friends, direct wealth, and direct officer. You may find yourself spending a little bit more for your friends and your family, and there are some changes in your in your relationship or in your workplace. However, my advice is to be wary, or to be careful of the amount that you are willing to shell out. This is not the time where we should be too generous. This is a time where we should take priority in terms of conserving our resources. Make sure that be mindful of the amount that you are willing to share. Okay? Make sure that you leave something for yourself, or leave enough for your savings. Right? For Gui Water, alright, we have rob wealth and direct wealth and 7 killings. You may find yourself or your efforts not recognized or kind of wasted. This is not the time to actually dwell on these spilled milk. My suggestion is to move forward and focus on your end game or your goal. This is something that you shouldn't dwell on. Okay? This is something that you can actually learn from, on the other hand, and use this as a learning experience, so you'd know how to actually improve on your services or your skills, or improve on the things that you do in terms of your workplace or your business. Okay, so use this as a learning experience. And or my advice, if you pay attention to all the details of your work, make sure that you put extra time and care for every opportunity that you present, okay, or proposal that you send, or anything that you present to others. Make sure that the details are properly studied and reviewed before you submit them to avoid further issues, okay? And alright, so in terms of feng shui, the best sectors to actually activate is north, it's southwest, and northeast. If you wish to actually gain attention and visibility, especially if you're from the marketing team, north is a good sector to activate because of the 3 and the 9 flying star. And if you also want to conceive or trying to get pregnant, this is also a good sector to actually activate. Next, for the Southwest, it's fame and popularity, and this is all about learning and development. If you want to learn something new, especially for the Jia Wood Day Master, this is a good sector to activate for this month. For the Northeast, if you want to actually improve on your communication skills while you're actually looking through your phone or doing your own research or when you're working, this is actually a good sector to activate for the rest of the month of June. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more, please visit my Facebook page. And if you want to actually learn how to read a BAZi chart or do this as a side gig, you can also visit my website. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!